Tony Khan has revealed that former WWE, ECW, and TNA wrestler will not debut tonight on Dynamite. Also, Joey Janela clarifies his contract stuff with AEW. Very confusing stuff. Also, Chris Jericho has filed for a new trademark. So, a lot of AEW topics in this video, but as always, I keep you updated 7 days a week. Everything that is happening in pro wrestling, I bring it to you, give you my reaction. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe. Let's talk about Chris Jericho. I love what AEW has done with Chris Jericho. And I love what they've done with Inner Circle. And it's very clear at this point that Inner Circle is probably not going to be together in the long term of things. It might take a little bit of time until this actually happens, but for the most part, right now, as it stands, they are teasing something. Now Chris Jericho has filed for a trademark, the influencer. Now, the whole influencer gimmick has been overused and overdone in pro wrestling since essentially social media has even been started. But I think this is actually a really good thing. I think Chris Jericho becoming the influencer goes to show that he puts himself and his ego above his own team, his own group of people, his commanders, his soldiers. And I think that is the layer that we need to the Inner Circle. Chris Jericho needs to become that cocky son of a prick. He needs to be the heel. Chris Jericho needs to be the heel. These guys need to turn on him. And I've recommended that Sammy Guevara breaks away completely from the Inner Circle. Proud and Powerful go after those tag team belts because I definitely think they need to win. And Jake Hager should be the bodyguard for Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho should be a heel. And I think the first order of business is having Chris Jericho feud. Personally speaking, I think they should have him feud with Eddie Kingston. Somebody has mentioned to me in my Discord server, what if the Inner Circle kind of became like the NWO Wolfpack, right? I don't even want to get into that conversation right now. But I could see something like that happening in AEW. Will they actually do it? I don't know. But I could see something like that happening. Very similar. But I'm very curious to see what Chris Jericho, the influencer, does. Because I think it's very easy to hate Chris Jericho. It's also very easy to be a babyface and enjoy Chris Jericho as a babyface. But I think Chris Jericho does amazing work as a heel, and that's what I would like to see. Now it is time to talk about Joey Janela. If you guys are not sure what's going on with Joey Janela, he had an interview with Barstool Wrestling, the podcast. And this was some really interesting stuff. So they asked him about his contract status. And literally, this is what Joey Janela's response is. You tell me. I don't know. I don't even talk to them. Yeah, I get a check, but I don't know what's going on. Some rumor says my contract is up on April 30th, so I don't know what is going on. I think it will continue. If it doesn't, I look like an idiot right now. I just said it. This is going online. How do you not know your contract status with this company that you are assigned to? How are you not talking to them on a consistent basis? You are being used on AEW Dark. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we discussed in a video that AEW might be moving to per appearance contracts for talent that they don't want to necessarily let go, but they don't want to necessarily give them a guaranteed contract. And that rumor is something that we're still waiting for clarification on. But I can see something like that being the case here. And this is further proof that maybe AEW doesn't want to release these guys. They don't want to not re-sign them. But the idea of guaranteed contracts might be going away for some of these originals. Now, you got Joey Janela, you got Sonny Kiss, you got Kip Sabian. We haven't seen him in a while, but he's in the crowd wearing a box on his head. You know, AEW does a lot of good stuff. But there's a lot of talent right now that we haven't seen in a while. They're not being used on Dynamite or Rampage. Peter Avalon was talking about the Wingmen, putting them on TV and pitching for stuff. This is just one thing I would recommend people start paying attention to a little bit more. Not a reason to panic, but at the same time, too, it's something to pay attention to because you just simply never know what to expect here. And that's what's really intriguing to me. It's also very intriguing that Joey Janela has literally no idea what the hell is going on because Joey Janela I mean, is pretty much the reason why people like Thunder Rosa or Jon Moxley even go to GCW. Also, Joey Janela can help AEW recruit indie talent. So I feel like you would want to keep Joey Janela around, even if he's not on TV. Guys, Tony Khan was on Busted Open Radio, and of course, he is teasing the surprise debut. He is teasing a surprise debut for AEW Dynamite. A lot of huge names being tossed around. I've already told you guys Keith Lee has signed to the company or is signing to the company. That news came from Meltzer. We discussed that in a video a week ago. I still firmly believe it's going to be him. But then you got Killer Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux who are on camera saying it's going to be them. A lot of people guessing. I'm not guessing anymore. I still firmly believe it's going to be Keith Lee. You never know. Maybe it's Jeff Hardy. Maybe it's not. There's a lot of names floating around. I think a lot of people will be disappointed because this is what happens every time a new debut is teased. But with that being said, Tony Khan has eliminated the name Tommy Dreamer. And I thought this was actually really funny. So Tommy Dreamer asked Tony Khan if the name of the person that's, the surprise, if it rhymed with Stommy Teamer. And Tony laughs and he says, no. It does not rhyme with that, and it is not Tommy Dreamer. You are welcome tonight to the show, but I'm sorry, no, you are not the surprise. So now we know Tommy Dreamer is not going to debut in AEW. Now, the reason why I actually want to talk about this, though, is because there is a lot of talk about this surprise, and there's a lot of names being floated around and former WWE people being tossed around. There's the conversation of Jeff Hardy getting out of his contract buyout, Matt Hardy. Everybody wants to play this game. They're trying to work the audience, which is fine. I mean, do what you got to do to get people talking. But one thing that I've seen time and time again when I make these videos and I discuss this stuff, when I read your comments, it seems like you guys are disappointed because Keith Lee, great talent, but he's not a huge name. Killer Cross, great talent, but not a huge name. And the way that sometimes AEW positions these signings, people get disappointed. It's like when people were disappointed that Christian signed to the company because Tony Khan talked it up so big. You had so many different names that were being discussed, and then it was Christian. Now, we actually came out and told you guys, it's going to be Christian. We know Christian's going to AEW. We made this video. And my point that I'm making is it could literally be anyone. I know it sounds funny, but Tommy Dreamer, even though it's not likely, and obviously this is a troll, this is a joke, but nobody is off the table when it comes to who it's going to be. I've seen some people in Discord message me and say, hey, do you think it could be Bully Ray? I say, why would you assume that? Hey, he did that trash talking stuff about Jon Moxley apologizing to everyone. It was a bad take. I'm starting to get this feeling that maybe it could be Bully Ray having one final run. So it's there's literally no names off the table. It's very intriguing, but as always, I keep you updated. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be the surprise debut? I will let you know when it happens, when it actually happens. So with that being said, don't forget to click subscribe. I'll see you next time.